Welcome to the second Feedly video. Once you arrive at the website, you can sign up by clicking the Get Started button. Our initial login screen is looking rather barren. We need to add a couple news feeds to see what a typical dashboard looks like. Just in case you're wondering, the dashboard is the first screen you see after logging into Feedly. Let's start out by typing education into the search. To add a news feed, just click the green plus icon. You'll notice that you have a couple of options to confirm before the feed is added to your account. You can rename the feed, mark it as must read, and assign it to a collection. A collection is the same as a category. In this case, we're going to rename the collection from Education to Teacher Technology. Finally, let's click the Add button at the bottom of the page. Let's add a couple more feeds. I'm going to add another feed in the Teacher Technology category that we already created, and a third feed in a separate category. I really enjoy the TED Education feed, so I'm going to mark this as must read. You'll notice the feeds you added have appeared on the left side, organized in the categories you designated. You can click on the category or the feed itself. If you click on the category, then you'll be able to view all the feeds within the category, mixed together. If you're short on time, then just click the must read link to view only the feeds you've marked important. And of course, if you want to view all of your feeds at once, then just click the all link. Just to the right of a category or feed, you can see the number of unread articles. Let's take a look at the Teacher Technology collection. Here, we can see all the feeds in the Teacher Technology category. There are multiple ways to view your articles. Click the Settings button to explore the different feed presentations available and choose the one that works best for you. Of course, you can change the presentation of the feeds at any time. My personal favorite is the title-only presentation mode. I believe it's the most efficient way to sort through many articles at a glance. In this view, I can quickly mark the articles I'd like to read by clicking the Save for Later button. Once I've scanned all the articles and made my selections, I simply click the Mark All as Read button. You'll notice that Feedly automatically redirects you to a new category with unread articles. You can click on the Save for Later button to see all the articles you just saved. You'll notice that the number of unread articles doesn't go to 0 in the Teacher Technology category, even though we marked all as read, because we still need to read our saved articles. Now that we've actually read our saved articles, the category shows no unread articles. I'm going to go ahead and change the feed presentation for this page to my personal preference of titles only. Let's say I only enjoyed one of the 3 articles I saved. I can unsave the other 2 articles. Now when I visit the Save for Later page, I'll see that it is updated and only the most important articles remain for safekeeping. If we wanted to maximize our reading space, we could click the Unpin button at the top left of the screen. This minimizes the newsfeed sidebar. If we only wanted to read news feeds from today, then we can click the Today button. At any time, you can reorganize your news feeds. Start by clicking the Organize link in the bottom left of the screen. You can rename any of the feeds or collections by clicking the pencil, or you can rearrange the feeds by dragging and dropping. There are a lot of ways Feedly can integrate into your other web services. However, there are some only available for paid subscribers. One of these paid features includes the ability to share all of your newsfeed collections with others. Sharing single articles you find interesting is still free. If you click the More link in the bottom left portion of the screen, then you'll see a few more options such as themes and preferences. If you click on themes, you can change the entire look of Feedly. Clicking on Preferences allows you to customize your Feedly experience further. I set the following preferences for my personal setup. Show my must-read articles upon logging into Feedly. Titles only to allow me to quickly glance through many articles and mark only the ones I find important. Sometimes I'm too quick to mark all as read, and this allows me to view the past articles grayed out instead of having them completely disappear upon being read. Those are all the preferences I customize. There are many creative ways you can use Feedly, such as tracking your social networks, potential deals, or even potential jobs. Almost every website can be converted into an RSS feed and imported into Feedly. I'm going to show you a creative way teachers can use Feedly to track job opportunities. Let's start by setting up job posting feeds from a couple different websites. Even if you're happy at your current job, it's always a good idea to plan for the worst case scenario. At the very least, it's a good idea to periodically review job postings to make sure you're current with the skills in demand. Also, it's a good idea to add a feed for your current school. This will keep you informed of potential internal promotions, or it will allow you to pass along the opportunities to fellow teachers. The first site I'm going to add is Craigslist. I teach abroad, so I'll be adding a couple feeds from Craigslist from a couple different cities in my region of the world. To find these sites, just Google the city name followed by Craigslist. Navigate to the Education Jobs subcategory. Now we can see all the latest postings. To get all of the latest postings in this category into Feedly, all we have to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page, click the RSS link, copy this link, go to Feedly and paste this link into the search, and now we can add this feed just like any other feed we've added by clicking the green plus icon. You can rename the feed if you'd like, but I'm just going to keep it the same. I'm going to organize this feed into a new category called Teaching Opportunities. I'll add a second city from Craigslist with the same method as before. Let's check out TEFL.com to see if they have an RSS feed. Sure enough, we see they do. Let's go ahead and click on the link to copy and paste it into Feedly. Not all websites provide feeds, but I'm going to show you a clever trick to convert their web pages into a feed. ESLcafe.com is a well-known job resource for teachers. Unfortunately, the website hasn't updated their user interface in a couple decades, and it doesn't offer an RSS feed. We can convert the website's job list into an RSS feed that we can import into Feedly. Here are a couple ways to do that. Option 1 is a plugin for the Google Chrome browser. It's called Page2RSS. First, go to page2rss.com. Then click the link toward the bottom of the page, Install Google Chrome extension. I've already installed this extension on my browser, so just follow the steps to install. Once the extension is installed, refresh the job list page and you'll see an orange RSS icon in the far right of Chrome's address bar after the page completely reloads. This will appear for just about any page you visit. Click the link to add to Feedly, and finally, add the feed by clicking the green icon. You'll notice that this feed is displaying a little odd. The title of each job feed is in the description field. There's nothing we can really do about this except try a different conversion method. The good part about this first method is that it returns all of the feed items. The next method I'm about to show you displays the RSS items properly, but the free version only returns the 10 latest results on the page. However, this is fine for most people's needs. Method 2 is a bit more advanced. First, visit 5filters.org, then click on the feed creator. Paste the website you want to convert into the first field. Here's where it gets a bit more technical. The next two fields allow us to specifically identify the type of information on the web page we want to convert into the feed. Because ESL Cafe's job list is comprised of mostly links, it makes sense to identify the path for those links so we can narrow our feed results down to just the links. Let's go back to the ESL Cafe job list. Right-click on any of the job links and copy the link address. Paste that link. By examining the link, we can see that there's a unique ID. Go ahead and delete that part of the link. Now click the preview button and you'll see the latest 10 results from the ESL Cafe website. Click on the RSS feed button, copy and paste this link into Feedly, and add the feed as you normally would by clicking the green plus icon. Again, with this method you can see that all the items are showing properly, but they are limited to the latest 10 results. There is a paid version of this method that removes the limit. I want to point out that every site is constructed differently, and that sometimes it may be easier to use the Page2RSS method over the 5filters method. It's easy to get a little overwhelmed by adding too many feeds. I often test feeds out. If they're showing me 1,000 articles a week, then I unsubscribe. I typically scan entire categories based on their importance, rather than reading all of the articles at once. While scanning each category, I mark only the interesting articles as saved for later. Then I mark the rest of them as read. Once I've completed that process for each category, then I go ahead and read the saved articles and unsave the ones that aren't interesting enough to keep around. You're now equipped to streamline the flow of newly discovered information such as classroom and lesson resources, teaching technology, job opportunities, industry news, and even potential deals.